This is the FM Gold channel of All India Radio. In the program News Analysis, now we bring you a discussion on Himachal Pradesh and Gujarat election results. The participants are Ashok Tandon, political analyst, and Rinku Ghosh, journalist.
Ashok Tandon ji, before we begin the discussion, here are a few key takeaways from today's election. BJP coasts ahead in Gujarat, beats 22 years of anti-incumbency and is in a position to form the government. It wrests Himachal Pradesh from the Congress. It seems that the Indian voters' love affair with Prime Minister Narendra Modi continues. He's still popular and considered trustworthy. Congress also is in a resurgent mode, and probably for Rahul Gandhi this couldn't have come at a better time or at a better place, because having just been newly appointed president, he has staged a remarkable revival, made the Congress relevant in national politics all over again, though his coalition with the caste cowboys of Hardik, Jignesh and Alpesh doesn't seem to have worked to lead him to the winning margin. And finally, does rural India really force us to have a rethink on the aggressive economic policies of the government? So, Mr. Tandon, what does this mean for the verdict in 2019, both in terms of Modi and Rahul Gandhi?
Let's take these elections state by state. See, I think since Gujarat is very significant, let's not forget that in Gujarat, in the last election in 2012, the Congress vote share was something around 38 to 39%, which was there even in earlier election. So, Narendra Modi has been winning Gujarat successive 3 terms, where the Congress vote share remained between 38 and 39%. The entire strategy of the Congress this time around was, if they could get any accretion in their vote share, so that they could come very close to the BJP and put up a very close fight.
The difference is about 5 to 6%.
No, last election,
right now.
9% was the gap. They wanted to bridge this gap, and therefore, rather than trying with the recognized opposition parties like the NCP, even Samajwadi Party or maybe other, they relied heavily on the new emerging caste factors, and they stitched an alliance with the 3 youngsters, hoping that their vote share would get an accretion in terms of caste, and even if they could reach, say, 45, it would become a very close fight. That was the strategy of the Congress party, number 1. The second part of their strategy was that this was perhaps the most opportune time to launch Rahul Gandhi as the new Congress president, overcoming the internal politics of Congress, because old guards for quite some time have been apprehensive of Rahul's ability to lead the Congress to victory. So these twin factors were there as part of the Congress strategy. Now, if we analyze these, I think in so far as the second one is concerned, they have successfully launched Rahul as the Congress president, yes. And now there may not be any discordant voices coming from within, especially from the old guard. No, he lacks charisma, etc. To that extent, yes, Rahul has now been appointed, established also, and there may not be any discordant voices within the Congress, especially from the old guard about his companion. So Sonia has already declared her retirement, and now, as the Congress tradition has been, the dynasty continues, and therefore Rahul is their Congress president. As far as the second part is concerned, they have got accretion in their vote bank from 38 or 39 to around 41%.
1%, yes.
And this 41% is falling short of the 45 mark, which they were hoping to put up a very close fight with the BJP. But nevertheless, there is a large amount of nota used in this election, which is not being discussed. 2% people have opted for nota.
That's a very significant point to make. Mr. Tandon, can you elaborate on what that nota 2% means for both the BJP and the Congress?
See, my reading is that people who have literally nota means abstention, none of the above means we are not voting either for the Congress or the BJP. My reading is this is a vote which is unhappy with the BJP due to 22 years of anti-incumbency, maybe due to leadership on the local level, maybe due to GST or other factors. These people decided to abstain. But in net result, I think it is a net loss for the Congress, because if this vote had been converted into a positive Congress vote, then the Congress share perhaps would have become 43%, which would have been very close fight. So by not voting for the BJP, the pro-BJP, angry BJP voter had decided to abstain. So halfway they have done their job. They have not voted for BJP, but at the same time they have not voted for the Congress either. So Nota has played a very significant role. Both parties can claim, had the vote gone in their favor, their seat tally would have been much higher.
Different.
But nevertheless, with 41% odd votes, Congress has been able to put up a very good fight in Gujarat, but unfortunately they have not been able to take full advantage of the anti-incumbency. See, don't forget that in 2012, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi was the Chief Minister and he was seeking third term, no, because there is no Modi as the Chief Minister, and then the anti-incumbency of our last 5 years has also added, it was a very opportune time for the Congress to gain and rather unseat BJP from Gujarat. But they have fallen short of it. But as results are showing, the Congress has done well. But here the pollsters most of them have gone wrong. Most of the exit polls have gone wrong because nobody was giving Congress more than 70 seats. And all of them were giving BJP 107 plus. So if the BJP tally is what it is now, the first thing is that it has won the election and is the fifth term in a row. I think the only record which the BJP Gujarat has to break now is to break Jyoti Basu's record in West Bengal.
Which brings me to my next question. Had Modi not campaigned, would the result have been the same? A, and B, is India's future political discourse going to be dictated by personality or party politics?
The first question, my feeling is, if it had been a normal election in any other state, perhaps the anti-incumbency against the government in Gujarat would have been much more visible in the election result. By provoking Narendra Modi to campaign extensively and by raising the bar of the election campaign to national level, I think it has gone against Congress interest, because when they invoked Narendra Modi, the Gujarat Asmita, the pride of Gujarat also came to be one of the factors. Yes. Maybe that's why I said 2% Nota, they liked Modi but they didn't want to vote for BJP. So I think Narendra Modi campaigning extensively in Gujarat and Congress not putting up a chief ministerial candidate and making it a Modi versus Rahul fight, I think it has helped the BJP, because what ultimately matters in this election is that Narendra Modi's leadership is still intact. People of Gujarat have voted for him, and therefore the narrative from here goes to the 2019 election. Therefore, I think Narendra Modi's charismatic personality, his impact on the people as one of the tallest leaders in the world is still intact. It has not been dented simply because the number of seats are here and there. Had the election results been otherwise, perhaps the question mark would have been also on the leadership of Narendra Modi, which apparently is still intact.
What would your views be on the rural vote, which clearly veered a lot away from the BJP, and even this time Surat, the traders, despite fears of GST and demonetization cutting into it, that vote base has remained largely intact. So, will the rural voter force the BJP to think of agrarian-style politics? Will it force the BJP to review its aggressive economic policies? Will there be a reining in of sorts? What are your views?
See, when we talk of rural Gujarat, a lot of it is tribal belt as well. But tribal belt, the BJP has retained.
It has actually, despite the pro-Congress wave in these parts, it has managed to hold on.
It has managed to hold on. It has also been able to hold on to the urban trader areas, Surat in particular, Ahmedabad in particular. So all these urban support base has remained intact, and the tribal belt has also remained. The problem was because of the Patidar agitation, which was very visible in northern Gujarat and Saurashtra region. And there again, the misfortune of the Congress has been that in northern Gujarat, their sitting MLAs have lost. Otherwise, the trends were showing initial projection that the Congress may gain substantially in northern Gujarat, whereas not. In fact, BJP has got more seats in northern Gujarat
than Congress.
One reason being many of the sitting MLAs have lost, and so of the BJP also. So I think the calculations have gone wrong with respect to both the parties. And Saurashtra also, according to preliminary reports, the Congress was supposed to be doing extremely well in Saurashtra, but it has not. That is why they have fallen short. So by and large, Gujarat election, I think two takeaways as far as the political analysis is concerned. Number one, Modi's leadership still remains intact. And secondly, a long inning in Gujarat, 22 years, you get another 5 years, then make 27 years, a party like BJP ruling in one state, because the initial BJP's record has been that they will never even come back second time. Now here are states like Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, where they have already won 3 terms. And Gujarat has now set the tone for a victory in the 4th term. So that means there is some consistency in the electoral battles for the BJP, and the problem for Congress is wherever it loses, its network also goes haywire. Now, one factor which has again helped BJP in this Gujarat election is that ground level, booth level management of the party, whereas Congress lacked that kind of a machinery in Gujarat because it's a party which thrives only when it is in power. And here is a party which has been in power for 22 years, has kept its machinery intact at the ground level. So these factors also, I think, will help BJP in continue to have confidence for the coming elections in Karnataka. Then later in 2018, it will be Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. And all these are again going to be seen as semi-finals.
They could be accelerators, and therefore there is also the impression gathering ground among political pundits is whether BJP will be now a hegemonic party. It has 20 states. For Congress, even with renewed Congress under Rahul Gandhi, it is still an uphill task. So how does the future look to you?
First 3 decades of since independence, the Congress also was only party ruling most of the states in this country, and it has taken a while for the opposition parties to come of that age. Now BJP is in that driving seat, and Congress is now fighting back to get revival. I think rather more crucial than the Gujarat would be the election in Karnataka for Rahul's leadership, because this is where you have to retain power. And therefore, Rahul's next test now, which will be equally crucial, would be how to retain Karnataka. And that would be the next test for Rahul. Rahul, in this test, I would say, has got pass marks, because the result is not that dismal, and party also has accepted him as leader, so he will have to work very hard. Some journalists were commenting, no, he can't afford to go on leave for a couple of months. And
no vacation, no New Year vacation this time for Mr. Gandhi.
Yeah, because in Indian politics it's very demanding, and you have to be 24/7 politician, which Prime Minister Narendra Modi is, and so is Amit Shah. If he is competing with them, Rahul is quite young, so he can't afford to, lie low, take it easy, go on holiday. And in India, incidentally, we have election throughout the year. So one election is over, you have to get into the next election. So let's see how he copes with the pressure.
So Narendra Modi flashed his famous V sign before entering Parliament today. So how much of these results really worry him, do you think? And what is his strategy, therefore, for 2019? Is he foreseeing a clear verdict in 2019? Or is he putting other strategies in place to shore up his margins?
Narendra Modi knows one thing, that he has to win all the elections for the BJP now. And therefore for him...
Too much pressure on him, you think, sir?
I think he enjoys that pressure, because otherwise he would have also taken leave and gone on holiday, but he enjoys that pressure. Look at it, from the very next day he goes to Northeast, this election-bound states, his trip to Northeast. So he enjoys working, he's a 24/7 man. And I think victory would give him a lot of confidence. See, victory in both these states is basically victory of Narendra Modi. Nobody can deny that, and that victory will encourage him to work hard. And if they can win over Karnataka from Congress, then I think...
Then he's home. Thank you, Mr. Tandon.
You were listening to a discussion on Himachal Pradesh and Gujarat election results. The participants were Ashok Tandon, political analyst, and Rinku Ghosh, journalist. The program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. This program is also available on our website newsonair.nic.in. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsdtalks@gmail.com.